Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone. Shalom to my Akim, YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this bound captivity. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Let's see. Today's lesson, I want to go into basically how, there's a few lessons I want to get into. Slakia, bear with me. Rough start today, I'll say. So today I want to talk about Yahawadah. Lord's will, I'm able to get into everything, but today I want to talk about a couple of things. So first thing is the incoming event of World War III. But right quick before I get into that, I want to talk about YouTube's new policy. All right, I want to quickly, just get out the way. Slakia. Rough start. Basically, YouTube's new policy is, if you have a strike on one of your channels, all of your channels could potentially get taken down. All right, and that's not a very, it's a very it's a very targeted thing, because just not too long ago I heard, I was just watching the fact that the information, Esau is losing the information war. All right, so a lot of the information, a lot of people are starting to see, the true wickedness that Esau is putting out there, especially with the war with Palestine and Israel, or Israel-Hamas conflict. All right, like initially, okay, at first glance, people might think, oh, it's such a bad, it's a terrible thing. Well, sure, you can say that, women, children, whoever, or just people in general dying is inherently a bad thing. All right, but the fact of the matter is, how did it get to that? What was the build up for it to become this way? All right, and these are the questions that people are not asking themselves. Okay, these are the questions that people, forego or omit when they make their judgment calls, or when they are told what's right and what's wrong. Okay, so so stuff like that. It's like they don't really know, the full story, or how did things get to that point, or who's actually in the wrong, or who started the conflict. Because normally most people would agree that the person that starts said conflict is at fault. Okay, if someone just randomly comes up and punches you in the face, okay, and then you see the retaliator brings a gun or a knife or whatever, then yeah, you initially might say, oh, that's wrong. But what led up to it? All right, which is the question that people need to be asking when we're talking about the Israel-Hamas conflict. Okay. Now, I haven't gotten the opportunity to, to fully get the full context on that specific conflict, but I am familiar that for the people, the so-called Israelis, all right, fuck, I can't say shit. For those people that are inhabiting Israel today, Slakia, basically, they weren't there. They weren't there before. They adopted Judaism, all right, and then they inhabited the place, and as a result, they say, oh yeah, no, this land is mine, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 all right, and then these people, the Palestinians, were saying, oh, like they just came out of nowhere and then started saying that, oh, this is our place. Like it makes no sense, and it's absolutely insane for someone who was never there before to just come and claim and say, oh, this is my place. Like it is a wild thing to say. All right. And the funny thing is, the funny thing about that is, you know, it all corresponds with the whole iconoclasm, all right? Because there are genuinely people that actually believe that these so-called white people are the people of the Bible, all right? They actually believe it, when all that's been going on is, with the whole Egyptian stuff, they've been destroying the figures. They destroyed the nose. Okay, they paint the things white, so-called white. They give them, Eurocentric features. All right, and they let me get that one more time. They make it seem like they were there this whole time, when in actuality they're just manipulating the truth. And the people, the masses, the actual, the common folk, they actually believe it. All right? Let me get this. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. So the fact of the matter is, all the land, all the riches, all the stuff that they have, it is number one, it's not theirs, all right. But in addition to that, it's no profit to them. All right, that's not the true prophet. That's the prophet that's going to actually going to be worth something. Okay, the true prophet, okay, is being rich towards YAHAWASHI and His, okay, having the favor of YAHAWASHI and His, okay, which we are diligently attempting to seek after now or today. All right. God just how that stays there. So, as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, they inherited lies. And again, like, even when there was an archaeologist, all right, who was researching about the ancient Egyptian civilization, okay, he was dumbfounded and he was surprised that the ancient Egyptians were dark-skinned people. All right, like, cause he was under the impression that, oh yeah, all the lies, all the history that was taught by his European sovereign, whatever you want to call it, be he American, fucking, I think he was British or something like that. But regardless, all right. Like, that was the history that he was taught. And then for him to find out this way, like, oh wow, like, I didn't know that, all right? It came as a shock to him, just as it's going to come as a shock to most of these people, okay, that YAHAWASHI is actually a so-called black man, all right? Look at this. This isn't the exact image. Exact image, but this would be a closer representation of what he would look like compared to what Esau shows today. All right. Now, Slakia, going back to the whole YouTube thing, okay, going back to the information wars and stuff like that. As people are learning the truth and actually being more aware of, okay, the fact of the matter is that, Yahawashi or Jesus Christos is not actually named Jesus Christos or Jesus Christ as the world ignorantly calls him. Okay, it's actually Yahawashi, Hamashiach Yahawashi. Okay, Yahawashi being the name of the Son, Hamashiach is Savior. All right, or Christ as people call it. All right, and that's the true. That is the true Savior of Israel. Okay, and in addition to that, He is the Savior of Israel. Let me get that. Prove all things. Matthew. Bear with me one moment. Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. Verse 24, but he answered and said, I am not sent unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right? So that's the fact of the matter, that's the truth. Okay? All these people are surprised. Even people, when I speak to people, they are surprised to see these scriptures, okay, these verses in the scripture, all right? And Slakia, I just keep on, that's the spirit, the wanting to get into each and every little detail, all right? But going back to, information and stuff like that, eventually, there will come a time when, stuff like this video, this YouTube video, all right, that you're watching now, it might get taken down, or hell, even what's it called? The whole channel, okay? Because YouTube, as a new help, is updating their policy, constantly making changes, because of the Israelites preaching this truth, and this truth is reaching, the lost sheep that it needs to reach, all right? And Esau doesn't like that, so he's gonna, do whatever he can to stop us. Okay. Slakia, bear with me. Anyway, as I was saying, like before, because I uploaded a video not too long ago where they were saying that if you even say anything bad about, the NATO, United Nations, whatever, okay, then they're going to cut off your ability to speak, okay? Like that's a crime. That's going to become a crime, okay? And then, with us, making multiple channels in order to make multiple channels because we're saying the truth, and they want to take us down, because a lot of I got my videos taken down from medical misinformation and stuff and the such. All right, they're gonna find any reason to try to take us down, but then eventually it's just gonna get to the point where they're just gonna say fuck it, and then okay, I'm just taking your stuff off all together. Like, and then they're going to go into your other channels. But I will say, I don't know how the whole thing is gonna work. Because as of right now, I only have 2 channels in terms of, making this truth or making this gospel. So we'll see, all right? We'll see how it turns out. If I lose both channels, then I guess, oh well. That is what's going. That's gonna lead to be the damning of the word, because it might just be channels, and we can remake the same channel, or they're gonna IP ban us or find some way to ban us in some way, shape, form, or fashion. All right. Let me get that. Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahawah, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. So, right now, we're able to, make lessons where you're able to ask brothers questions, all right? Which I'll be honest, I haven't asked a brother questions, but I have been studying videos, all right? Which we all should be doing that. We all should be making our own, notebooks and stuff like that. So in the event that you lack the understanding, or you need to refresh your course, go back into that lesson instead of relying on someone else. Okay? But we need to be working. Let me get that. Slack, bear with me. Let me get this. Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence alone, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right. So we have to work on. Nobody is going to get us saved. We're not gonna be saved by, oh, I'm next to this brother, so okay, yeah, he's gonna save me, or he's gonna carry me to the top, or I'm going to ride his coattails, or whatever. Okay, that's not how we're going to be delivered. We can only be delivered off of our own work, our own efforts into attempting to be worthy of mercy and faith, of mercy. All right, mercy, blessings, and the love of YAHAWASHI. All right, and again, I'm not saying that our own work is going to deliver us, like keeping the law. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that your own efforts, as in you attempting to do what you can, attempting to follow after the word of YAHAWASHI, not necessarily the laws, statutes, and commandments, okay, but following after the word and just following Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, okay, that is what's going to get you saved. Your efforts towards doing what you need to do, okay, not the fact that you are always next to the builder, elder, apostle, like day in and day and night. Okay, that's not what's going to. It's good to be next to someone that is diligent, yes. Okay, because then hopefully Yahawadah, they can rub off on you, and you can learn from them, and you can attempt to emulate and take note of some of their wisdom, but that ultimately they can't, physically say, okay, let me carry you to safety or whatnot. All right. So it's as the scriptures say, work out your own salvation. All right, with fear and trembling. Be fearful that if you fuck up, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, that the Lord is just gonna leave you to your destruction. All right. Let me get this. Bear with me, Slakia. All right, so moving on to my next topic. About the wars. All right, that was a prophecy from Yahawashi. Okay, he told his disciples. Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, or actually, let's start at verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So Yahawashi warned them and said that some of the things that need to come to pass, all right, is us hearing of wars and rumors of wars, all right, but the end is not yet. And the thing is, we hear about the Russia-Ukraine war. Now we hear about the Israel and Hamas situation, all right? I believe it was Hamas, okay? But in addition to that, Slakia, there's just so much I could go into. Because what did the Lord say about when the Israelites would be in their land? Micah chapter 4 from the top. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. All right. So this was a prophecy that when the Israelites are established, okay, in their land, okay, they would be at the top of all the nations. Okay, they would be the so-called superpower. So in terms of if you want to use specific terms, okay, or more familiar terms, all right, they would be the so-called superpower. No one would be able to stand up against them. And in addition to that, on top of that, I mean, no other nation will be fighting wars, okay? But Israel is at war right now, okay? So how is that true? How is that the case? If the Israelites are in their land, why is there war going on? All right? So you have to be aware of this. You have to see these things and not be deceived. All right? As Yahawashi said, don't let no man deceive you. All right? Let me get this. So yeah, this is the contributing factors to not only the war conflicts, but the prophecies that have not yet come to pass, and also the prophecies that are coming to pass. The fact that there's war going on, it's proof that we are drawing nearer and nearer to the end. But we need the MOTB to be implemented first and foremost for things to be, locked in. All right. There's another thing I wanted to talk about Very important. Okay, so let me get people. The fact that people, they love evil more than they love a good, righteous person. So first, Luke, let me see. Luke 25, where is it? Not 25? Bear with me. Verse 15, Slocky. Luke chapter 23, verse 15. No, nor yet Herod, for I sent you to him, and lo, nothing worthy of death is done unto him. I will therefore chastise him and release him. So they're talking about YAHAWASHI. Okay, YAHAWASHI had not done anything that was worthy of death, yet the people were asking for his death. Okay. Verse 17. For of necessity he must release one unto them at the feast, and they cried out all at once, saying, away with this man, and release unto us Barabbas, who for a certain sedition made in the city, and for murder was cast into prison. So Barabbas, you know, if you actually check his history, you could check his history or Google Barabbas, all right, and check his history. Basically, he was just like the lowest of the low, the worst kind of person to be around. And they were saying that they wanted Barabbas over YAHAWASHI, whom YAHAWASHI was preaching truth, all right, and healing people, okay, helping people, healing people, right? So they would rather have Barabbas, a low-down scum, dirt, filth of a person, rather than YAHAWASHI roaming the streets, okay? And that's the thing. Like, these people are like this even today, okay? If YAHAWASHI was walking around preaching today, all right, they would want him dead too, all right? They would be calling him the worst things imaginable, all right? Because when you have Israelites, brothers that are trying to genuinely help our people and tell our people, you know, what they need to do to repent, all right, this truth, the facts, all right, and then people hate us. They want to do a whole bunch of, you know, malicious and malice to us, all right, just because we're trying to tell them the truth. We're trying to correct them, all right. It's actually just unbelievable to see this type of stuff where they would rather, you have people saying, free my nigga Little Durk or whatever, all these rappers that have gone around shooting people up, all right, people that are okay with 50 Cent, all these people and whatnot, all right, that have actually committed crimes, sell drugs, do a whole bunch of stuff to make to make our community worse, all right? But then when it comes to YAHAWASHI or someone that's trying to preach repentance, preach self-improvement or improvement as a community, they hate us, they despise us, they want the worst for us, all right? And this is the thing that, like, this is just what the Lord, you know, set up. This is how the Lord wanted, because the Lord is not dealing with everyone, okay? The Lord did not make it so that everyone would, you know, come into this truth. The Lord is very selective, all right? The Lord is not fucking with you. And if you can't get this truth, if you can't receive, you know, the facts or correction or the love of Yahweh and Yahawashi, then that's it. Then you're just done for, all right? And it's not it's nothing that I can do. I may want someone, like I may want my kids, my mother, my father, my wife, my kids, my whoever, all right? I may want someone to get this truth. I may try day in and day out to try to convince them, but the fact of the reality of it is that they can't get it if the Lord did not let them, give them the mind, give them the heart, give them the soul or whatever to actually receive it, all right? And it's not a sad reality. You know, the Lord is very selective with who He wants, you know, knowing this truth, knowing this gospel, all right? Luke chapter 6, verse 20, and He lifted up His eyes on His disciples and said, Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of Yahawah. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Okay? Saying, blessed are you when there's all this badness, all this evil, all this, you know, wickedness that's falling upon you, okay? Because that means that the Lord is dealing with it. If it's all for the sake of the YAHAWASHI, all right, then that means that the Lord has a reward for you, okay? That means that there's good coming to you for your suffering, all right? You need to understand that it's not just a matter of, oh, I'm suffering, or things are bad for me, I want things to be better. Okay, no, we have to suffer because with much sorrow comes much wisdom, all right? It's not a matter of, that's the thing, like, people just want things handed to them, okay? And we need to understand, speaking to myself first and foremost, that things are not just going to be handed to us. We have to work for it, all right? Wisdom, knowledge, even strength. When you want strength, you have to work out to get that built fit body. Okay, it doesn't just come naturally to you. That's also with wisdom. You have to go through a lot of stuff in order to get the wisdom. You have to get the experience yourself. All right, which also you can. The experience or the wisdom comes from learning or having the ears to listen to when someone is trying to correct you or teach you. Okay, so because you have to go through the whole experience of, you know, gang violence. Okay, which actually that reminds me of, I was watching this one anime. I kind of felt compelled through the spirit to watch it. Let me actually hold on. Bear with me, Slakia. Okay, so I was watching this one anime, right? It's called Vinland Saga. So the main character, Thorfinn, his father's name is Thors. Okay, Thors went about, you know, he lived thinking, oh yeah, war is good. I'm gonna do all this. I'm gonna kill a bunch of people, X, Y, and Z. And then it was glorified, you know, amongst his people. All right. And then when he actually experienced it, he's like, you know what? Like, war is not good. I don't fuck with war. Like, I don't like killing people. So then he realized that from his own experience, and then he didn't want to partake in it. And then his son, okay, his son was, you know, he had the opportunity to not have to go through that or not have to live that life, but then like, because of that glorification of war that he had growing up, because of that glorification of war that he had growing up, he thought that, oh yeah, it's good. Okay, so then he went through all the stuff. He went through war, and he saw and experienced that war is not good. It's not fun. It's a disgusting thing, and I don't want any part of it. Okay, and in that same sense, okay, that translates to us like that same way that we don't need to go through something. We just need a proper mentor to tell us, hey, this is not good, this is not right, be aware of this, watch out for this, okay? Like, we don't need to have to go through that, and that's the thing. Let me get that, because I need to get that, all right? While yes, there are instances where we do need to learn, but Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 18, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Okay, so that's another thing. Like, you're gonna see a lot, most of the time, a fool will be happy. All right, a fool will not have a care in the world. Okay, they're always gonna be smiling ear to ear, all this stuff like that. Okay, whereas a lot of brothers, okay, especially brothers that are in this truth, okay, that are actually trying to preach and teach, they tend to not be smiling. That's just something that I notice. Okay, 'cause I know a lot of people. That's one thing that I heard. Like, people always say that, oh, why these people always why they never smile. All right, and even in that one movie, they cloned Tyrone. If that's the actual, they cloned Tyrone. That was that one dude. Jimmy Foxx's character said, I never seen this dude smile. All right, and that's the thing. Like, when you've gone through a lot, when you have the knowledge, you have the wisdom. All right, then things just. You start to see things like for what they really are. You're more knowledgeable. You're able to detect things a lot better than the average person. Okay, and the reality of it is like these people aren't slick. Esau is not slick. Okay, we see how wicked he is. We see his ulterior motive, and we see that he does not give a damn about us. And that's why we're more cautious, and we're not trusting of these people. And that is what, that's why we're not happy. Because there's really nothing to be happy about. Okay? What do we have to look forward to? All right? Constantly having to work for another man. All right? Constantly having to, keep on working and working for low pay, having to work multiple jobs, all right, again for low pay just to barely make ends meet, all right, and then like we don't get anything at the end of it, okay, like we barely get to retire, or hell, we have to work in our retirement years, okay, because we don't have money, or we have to have someone else taking care of us, all right. Like that, there's nothing to look forward to. There's nothing to be happy about, and that's why most they're not fucking. And that's honestly why I don't. That's why I don't really. I can never truly respect a Jake that's always just happy, all right, or I'm always trying to be a clown for someone else's sake, all right. ridiculing yourself and stuff like that. It's just stupid. But also at the same time, you know, I learned a lesson. You know, even though, because for me personally, with my you know, anger, if you want to call it, yeah, with my anger and my, you know, displeasure and dissatisfaction to how the world currently is, all right, it makes me, you know, angry. A lot of times, Jake does get angry, all right, and then they take it out on close relatives, loved ones, you know, the world, whatever, okay. So I know the DC sniper, he got angry to the point where he was, you know, killing people, randomly killing people, or targeting certain types of people. All right, but like that's the anger like people have. Okay, let me get that as a matter of fact. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. All right. So oppression does, you know, it takes its toll on us. Okay. There is nothing for us to be happy about. There's nothing for us to look forward to. Okay. Babylon is disgusting, and it's disgusting, and it's not for us. All right. So of course we're gonna be mad, but at the same time, we need to control ourselves, because we weren't supposed to. Let me get this. I believe it's in Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So vengeance is the Lord, okay? Which, it reminds me of a story that a brother told me, okay? So he was at work, and his manager was basically, you know, kind of like being disrespectful, you know, saying shit like, acting as if he's slow, dumb, whatever, all right? So as a result, he was like, you know, I'm doing like, asking questions, how do I do this, X, Y, Z, and he's like, you know, just stop being slow, just do it, blah, 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 this, and the third, all right? And then he just he's like, okay, whatever, fine, all right? And then, lo and behold, not soon after, I don't remember how long it took, but afterwards, okay, someone was doing the exact same thing, or scolding him and saying a bunch of stuff, saying a bunch of stuff to him. Okay, the same way he disrespected the brother that said the story. Okay, the brother that was getting scolded. All right, let me get this. Okay, a precept to that. Matthew chapter 18, verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hang about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Okay, so these people that are offending the Lord's little ones, okay, the little ones of YAHAWASHI, the ones that believe in YAHAWAH and YAHAWASHI, all right, those that are offending us, okay, there's a recompense, there's a punishment, there is a punishment for doing so, okay, and you don't want that to happen to you. You don't want that to fall upon you, all right? So that's why, like, these people that are actually just offending us and attacking us, whatever, like, they don't know what's coming to them, all right? Like, they really don't. But in addition to that, it also is a very important lesson of, let me get this as well. self-control and discipline. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh the city. So it is better for us to be able to have that self-control, and just, when someone is, speaking to myself first and foremost, when someone is trying to, disrespect, bitch you or whatever, all right, just like, okay, you know what, you got it. Just take the loss, because ultimately they're the ones that's going to lose in the long run, because YAHAWASHI is not going to, you may be taking that, all right, but YAHAWASHI is not taking it for you, okay? He's going to pay them back for what they did to you, because they're not supposed to be disrespecting those that believe unto Yahawah or YAHAWASHI, all right? So it's a very important thing for us to just truly, take a step back and actually not taking things seriously, or not necessarily taking things seriously, but just not taking matters into your own hands. Because as I read before, vengeance is the Lord. So no matter what someone does to you, yes, you should defend yourself, but know when to defend yourself. All right. If your life is in danger, then of course you have to fight back. But if it's just a simple matter of someone just ridiculing you, insulting you, or something like that, then just take it. It's not that big of a deal. Okay? It should not be that big of a deal, but actually it is a big of a deal to YAHAWASHI, and you need to trust that the Lord is going to take care of you. The Lord is going to pay them back for what they did to you, okay? No matter how little or how big it is, all right? And, let me get this. And it takes a lot of faith, okay? It takes a lot of faith to genuinely believe that the Lord will in fact pay them back. The Lord will in fact destroy your enemies. The Lord will in fact, let me get that as a matter of fact. Bear with me. Sirach chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my mouth, with my tongue. Slakia. Sirach chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Okay? So, the Lord is going to be very merciful, as well as the fact that He actually will. You have to have the faith that He will actually allow you to see that, oh, the person that wronged you is in fact getting paid back. There is a recompense for the time that they wronged you. There is a judgment for them doing something wrong to you. All right. It's not just the fact that it's like it just the fact that judgment is not. Let me get that. So paraphrasing, Slocky. I don't want to paraphrase. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Okay, so because there's no recompense, okay, immediately. So when someone wrongs you, like the moment that they do it, that you don't do anything, and they think, oh yeah, I can do it. This person's an easy target, an easy lick or whatnot. All right. So because of that, the people or the people that wrong you, and they keep on doing it, or they think that there's nothing to worry about because there's no what's it called? There's no what's the word? There's no judgment. There's no Slocky, there was a bug on my glasses. Anyway, because there is no retaliation, all right, as a result of them wronging you, okay, then they think that everything's all good. There's no immediate retaliation, okay. But the fact of the matter is, the Lord is long-suffering. So we should be long-suffering as well, waiting patiently until the time that YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI judges that person for wronging you, and uplifting us for our patience and our diligent faith in Him, and trusting that He will not only recompense, but take care of us, provide, protect, whatever. Okay? In that same sense, we just have to have the patience to wait through and tough through it. Okay? Or power through it. All right? And it's a hard thing. Okay? But we in our faith, okay, we know that it's all going to be worth it at the end of the day, okay? But in addition to that, it also helps us to grow, spiritually, as well as grow in wisdom and knowledge, or wisdom, all right? Because, again, as I had previously brought up before, with much sorrow comes much wisdom, all right? And honestly, you can take that and see Babylon, all right? Because Israel, we are in this captivity now, and we are in this bad situation, all right? We are going through this stuff. It's like we're going through this stuff, and we have faith. It's like something like me coming out here on the highways and hedges. This is a test of faith, a show of faith that I do have the faith that the Lord is going to not only deliver us, but repay our enemies, all right? Slovakia. It shows that he's going to repay our enemies. Okay, it's not just, oh, we're at the point that we're at now, and things are just going to keep on being the same, being the way it is. Okay, there is going to be a change eventually. We just have to have the faith. Have the patience and faith and trust that it's going to change. All right. I have to keep an eye out for my surroundings, okay? And we have to be alert, okay? Same way that we don't want an enemy, coming up on us unaware. We also need to be alert for when our Lord returns, okay? Let me get that. Matthew chapter 25, verse 26. His Lord answered and said unto him, wait. Matthew chapter 24, Slovakia. Verse 42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Okay, so if a thief, for example, as this parable is using the example, was gonna say, oh, okay, so at 9:45 p.m. I'm gonna break into your house. All right, then we would have waited at that time, only prepared for 9:45 p.m. That's when the thief is gonna break into the house. No, it's we wait, we look at the signs, we look at the the things that lead up to it, okay? We look at the things that lead up to it and actually are alert 24/7 for when the actual thief, okay, is gonna come, okay? We don't just act like, oh, whatever, I'll wait for tomorrow, or tomorrow is when I'll take it seriously, or etc. Okay, we take it seriously now, immediately. Okay, post haste. All right, let me continue on. Verse 44. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. So in the same sense, okay. Yeah, we don't know when YAHAWASHI is going to return, so we have to constantly be diligent, constantly be doing the work, okay? Constantly be in the spirit, constantly be on fire, so that when he does return, we're not caught like, oh, I didn't know that you were going to be here. And that's a common excuse, actually, where people will say, oh, I did not know. I did a lesson not too long ago where someone, it was a kid that had she went to go meet some random dude online, all right, and her parent said, "Why are you here?" And then instead of saying, "Sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't know that this was gonna be this bad," she said, "I'm sorry, I didn't think that you would be here." So again, people are mad. People are only sorry that they get caught, all right, not sorry that they're doing wrong, that they're doing something wrong. Okay, they don't care that they're doing something wrong. They will continue to do that wrong thing. All right, which that's going to be the same thing for these slothful Israelites. Verse 45, who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing so. Okay, so we want Yahawashi to return and see, even in my absence, they were still, working. They were still doing what I wanted them to do. All right. We want to, so that, for example, if Yahawashi were to come down right now, he sees me out here, all right, doing the work, okay, sees me constantly trying to do what I can, all right. Verse 46, or it's like even studying, all right, even studying to be prepared to be able to come out here on the highways and hedges. Verse 46, blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing so. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. Okay? Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful verse. That's what we have to look, that is what we have to look forward to. Okay? When we're doing this work, when we're actually being attempting to be rich towards Yahawashi, all right, the reward will be great. All right. Verse 48. But and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayed his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. All right. So, for the people, or the brothers that are being diligent and taking their responsibility seriously, all right, then that's when there's going to be a reward for them. But for those that are lazy and are like, oh my God, the Lord's not going to return until the year 3000, the year 4000, whatever. Like, it's not going to be in my lifetime, or I have all this time to repent. I'm going to be wicked now. If people are acting like that, then destruction is waiting for them. Because that's when Yahawashi is going to return, and they're going to be caught with their pants down, all right? Not being diligent, not taking the Lord seriously, and then that's when they're going to be destroyed, and they're going to be, and as it said, weeping and gnashing your teeth. They're going to be crying, mortified that what they were, that all the stuff that they were doing, like, they had the opportunity to be rewarded, to be part of the righteous, but they were lazy and they didn't take the Lord seriously. Okay, so then they're like that, weeping and gnashing their teeth, crying and gnashing their teeth, freaking thinking like all this crap. All right, they're just gonna be super pissed that they lost out on the opportunity. All right, because they were impatient, lazy, and they didn't have faith. All right, and they didn't trust in the Lord. All right. So with that, this was edifying. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, DTA, Biblical, and Shalom.